Hey, what's up guys? So I just wanted to show you guys today my top 7 guitars that I think every guitarist should own and why. So to start with, this is my Fender Broadcaster, also known as the Telecaster later on. It is, in my opinion, the most versatile guitar, and a lot of other people's opinions, most versatile guitar that you could buy. You can get essentially the single coils. You can get some with humbuckers and they'll still sound really great. It is the first mass-produced solid body electric guitar, so it does have that history to it, and you can kind of just go which is very rock and roll, but you got this bitey nature to it. So that bite, that grit is really what it has, that high treble sound that not every other guitar can produce. And they're pretty comfortable, they're pretty reliable, they're not going to go out of tune very much, so those are some great qualities about this particular guitar that I do love. And you can do rock and roll, but you can also do some just hear that dynamic. So that's number 1. Number 2 is the Fender Stratocaster. This guitar you've obviously seen. It's going to be very popular with tons and tons of players for its comfortability. The way the body contours to the shape, it's super comfortable. That's why it's become so popular and well loved. You also get 3 pickups that will each sound very different, and you can control the volume and tone very easily. You can sort of do some rock, but I think it's more of a blues guitar. A lot of people prefer the neck pickup here. So that's more of the Strat sound, where you're doing these sort of double stops and triads and stuff, you know. That's what the Strat is really known for and what it does great with. So the Strat is definitely a recommended. So this is the other guitar in my arsenal that I think everybody should have. This is the one of my guitars that has been with me the longest. This is a 1964 Custom Shop 335, and yes, I do take the pick guards off on my Gibsons. I do not like to have those in my way, but a hollow body guitar will give you this sort of sweet bluesy sound, you know. But I do think this really shines in the bridge pickup, where it's very so never let anyone tell you can't rock out on a hollow body. They do feed back a little bit, but that's part of the fun with them. You'll get some very harmonic, rich overtones, and you can really play blues, you can play rock, you can play country, you can play jazz on them. They're definitely very versatile, and they're definitely lighter weight than a lot of the other Gibsons because they're hollow. So yeah, a great guitar. I think probably the best looking too, so definitely one to consider. The other guitar to consider is a Les Paul. They are a bit heavier. This one's about 8 1/4, maybe a little more, a little less, which is a lighter weight one. I get a 1960 because they have a little bit less of a chunky neck so that it's just a nice thinner one. And I do like the top hat knobs. They do allow you to be able to adjust the volume and tone a little bit easier. But this is, you know, sort of known as the king of rock and roll instruments, you know. They just have that very natural crunch to them, but you can also go in the neck pickup and do that. So that sustain is a big reason as to why the Les Paul, I think, is so popular. It really, just with that thick body, can sustain a lot more than other guitars, and then plus the way the headstock goes into the body a lot more to give you even more sustain, and that just gives you that huge crunchy rock and roll sound. So I think if you're a rock guy, definitely got to have a Les Paul. So this is my Martin D41. I think everybody should have an acoustic. My first ever guitar was an acoustic. It's a great way to practice without all the effects, without amplifiers, without anything. It's great to just kind of pick up an acoustic and just strum away. Now, the reason you might want an acoustic as your first is really because it's going to allow you to get better. If you can play an acoustic really well, you can play an electric really well. So, an acoustic, you're just mostly going to strum chords like this. And the strings are a lot bigger. So they're harder to fret down. You can't play with ease like with the electric. So that's a big reason for getting an acoustic. But it'll resonate and you'll connect to it in a way that you can't with the other guitars. So last but not least is the bass. Particularly a P bass. Why I love the P bass? It's been used on countless recordings over the years. It is the de facto most popular bass guitar that you can get. Why, if you just want to be a guitarist, would you get a bass? Well, you might get a bass to help improve your rhythm playing and just play with more people even. And you'll get those deep notes that you just can't get on a regular electric guitar. So it'll kind of give you a different way of playing and a different perspective on rhythm and following along to the guitar player. So I hope that helps and you learned something from the video. Please give me a comment, a like, a subscribe if you could, and I do appreciate you if you got this far. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.